The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
Here are your hosts, Chris and Kelly.
What's up, guys? What is up, listeners, to the Traveler's Moon podcast? It's still very weird to say, holy shit, it's been a year.
But it has been a year. It's always been a year. I mean, anyways. Never mind. It's been a crazy year, though.
It's been an absolutely crazy year.
Crazy, amazing, wonderful, busy, exhausting. Can we go with exhausting?
I mean, it feels like a fair word.
What's that now? Okay. You could just say that out loud, and it's not like
I mean, we're live on the air, so
yeah.
I'm trying to keep it professional for the kickoff of season 2.
You can say we shared it.
We shared it,
okay.
Guys. We shared it, and if you're listening right now, you should share the Traveler's Moon podcast. I don't know why I'm wearing headphones right now.
I don't know.
It makes the listening process, like listening to you, it makes it weird.
Well, yeah.
Like I have to hear my own voice, and that's just intolerable.
Oh, see, I don't hear me through the headphones. Do you hear you through the headphones?
Like, I hear myself when I speak, like, intracranially. Like, you put your finger up to your... You can hear yourself talk.
You don't hear yourself talk when you don't have headphones in?
I mean, it's the same thing as, like, when you put your finger in your ear to, like, listen to yourself, like, when you're trying to catch pitch. And I feel like you're just fucking with me now. This is
no, I'm, like, serious. Like, you don't hear yourself talk when you talk? Like,
I can hear myself, but you get a better idea of what you sound like when you've got, like... some sort of blockage in your ear.
Sure.
It's not good, is what I'm saying.
Okay, anyway, sorry. We're easily derailed. That has not
This
changed.
That's an awful kickoff to season 2. All right,
But
so...
this is us. This is who we are.
I have a notebook.
I've noticed this.
I thought it would be a very cool way to kick off the show with some statistics. Do you want to start with statistics, or you want to just have a little recap of what the last year for Traveler's Moon has looked like?
I think we should start with a recap first.
Okay, let's go with the recap.
I mean, just to kind of give them an idea, because, I mean, there has to be good excuses why we've been gone for as long as we have,
What you been up to?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Sitting at home.
Not a damn thing.
Knitting sweaters.
You knit?
No. No, I cannot knit. I can't knit. I can't. So, no.
Yeah.
Oh, we've barely been home.
Hardly, yeah. So this whole hiatus actually started because of our Muggle job. Well, my Muggle job.
Yeah.
Had to stop early because I was working at 4 a.m. and our slot time's 8 p.m. and that's about a half hour after I'm supposed to have gone to bed. And got a new job. Working with beer for a living now, that's pretty fantastic.
It breaks his heart, guys.
It's terrible.
He goes to work every day and gets to work around beer, help develop new beers, gets to sample the beer. He hates his job.
Fuck my life. It's awful.
It's horrible. Horrible. But it's like a real job. It's like real schedule, normal. Monday
my other
Friday.
job was a real job. It was just less than ideal hours or pay.
But it was never like set hours, so we never knew for sure. But like this is Monday through Friday. We know where you're going to have the weekends off.
So huge help.
Huge.
Also know we're going to be here every other Wednesday night for the Traveler's Moon podcast. Unless we're off doing some shit. It's not like we travel very often.
No, never.
Holy shit, where have we been this year?
Jesus.
That's why I took my headphones out.
I'm pulling cords. Okay, taking my headphones off. Where have we been? Good God. We have been to
New York.
Ohio.
Indiana.
West Virginia.
Wisconsin.
Michigan.
Illinois.
Nebraska.
Iowa.
Missouri.
Have we been to Missouri?
Was it Missouri or Kansas?
I think we've been to either.
We went to Kansas for a show.
Oh, shoot. Holy shit, we went to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
My numbers are off.
So I don't know if it was...
My statistics.
I can't remember, honest to God, if
My statistics.
I can't remember if it was
No,
Missouri
it was
or
Kansas. Yep, it was KCK.
Here's the problem, guys, and this is where I start having more respect for people, for our friends like Dan and Dustin that are traveling all the time. I used to laugh at Dustin when he's like, what town am I in? We would forget where we were, and we would forget where we're heading next, and it's crazy, and it kind of all starts merging together, but it's been a hell of a ride.
What's up, Nico? Hey, Mom, Pat. Yeah, it's been...
We've been to Illinois.
Been a crazy year. Minnesota. I don't think we did anything official in Minnesota, but we were definitely up there at some point this year. So basically the entirety of the Midwest and some of the...
East Coast a little bit?
Yeah, some of the western East Coast states, I guess you'd say.
Western East Coast, sure.
Western East Coast.
We'll go with that.
It's no more confusing than Midwest. There's it's giving a directional orientation to something that's already a directional orientation.
Sure. We'll go with sure. So, yeah. Where do you want to give them some examples?
Oh, good God. So yeah, we've been to we went to the Randolph County Asylum. And that was a pretty cool investigation.
That was fun.
Do you have any highlights of the Randolph County investigation?
Oh, God.
What was a highlight for you?
That's so hard to say for sure. I mean, because I know this sounds so stupid. It's a little cliche stupid, and I get that. But I like pulling up to the locations and getting that initial first feel and just kind of being able to meet the location, you know?
I get that.
Randolph was one of those where, and maybe it was because we had a little bit of time to stand outside before we got to go inside, and really just kind of say hi to the building. But it was there was a little bit of anticipation from the building, ooh, are you going to come inside? We get to hang out with you tonight, and that was fun.
It's like going on a first date. There's that little bit of anxiousness, and you're kind of figuring them out a little bit, and it's, dare I say, just a little bit sexy.
Yeah,
it's a fun time. Getting to no, I totally get that. And actually, I've never thought about that part of the investigation process as something I enjoy or look forward to. But now, I think about it, that's a big part of every investigation for me. It's just kind of going up and being like, "Oh, hi, how are you?
How you doing?
How you doing?"
No, I like that part. And like I said, it may have been that one's just that part of that trip is registering because we had a little bit of time outside before we went in, you know, but yeah, it was very much an excitement of the building before we went inside. So that one was fun. We were tired, I remember, for that trip though, because we'd had the Paracon the weekend before.
We did. That was in Mattoon. Holy shit, who are these guys, says Darren. We are the weird uncles and aunts that people try to forget about until the holidays come around. And guess what, bitch? Thanksgiving is coming. Yeah,
we're those people who disappear for a while and then we show up. We're like herpes. We just don't quite ever go away completely.
But yeah, the weird aunt and uncle analogy is good. It's hey, we're going to show up just kind of randomly right around holiday time.
We're looking for food.
Half drunk, we're looking for food.
We're just looking for some food. We're hungry.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite location that we've been to so far this
year? I don't
know
if I have a favorite. I was trying to reflect on Randolph to answer my own question, which is, I don't know if that's narcissistic, but I had asked you the question. I'm I don't know what I like most about Randolph. We put about 20 cat toys down a hallway,
oh, Jesus Christ,
which was exciting. I got swore at profusely for the first time in quite a while on an investigation.
The cat balls was funny because, we always we go around and we try to pick up our equipment at the end of the night. But then we'll do a sweep before we leave to make sure we didn't miss anything. I think I picked up 6 additional cat balls that we had missed.
Oh, at the very least, because there was an entire wing that we'd forgotten.
Yeah, we'd missed an entire hallway, so.
I did have one of those cool, half awake, half asleep experiences. like I have, where I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep or if I'm even in my own body.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So this is one of those. So normally when we do investigations, we'll investigate and we'll stay like the duration. We'll be there till 3 or 4 a.m. But when it comes from sleeping from 5 to 10, sleeping from 5 to 11, whenever checkout is, we have the tendency to go to a hotel or something, just because the way we are, it's very much like a constant input kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sleep is important. So we'll catch a hotel, but Randolph was one of those places we actually stayed the night, full time. We had 7 air mattress and what used to be the old caretaker's quarters, and we left our security cameras up for the night since we knew we were going to be there. And it was the weirdest thing. Now, for context, these are recorders, cameras that have like the motion sensor, like the little alarm that'll go off if like they detect movement, which on investigations is nice, but also really irritating when we're in the room and our pockets are blowing up.
Right, yeah.
But we had gone to bed, I want to say it was probably close to 4 a.m.-ish. And I was just starting to doze, and it was like I had... And this has been like a recurring thing for me. I don't know if you would call it a dream or is like a dream state, but I remember laying down. But the next thing I remember was I'm in what I can identify as the ground floor women's wing of Randolph County Asylum. And it's like right as you come into the wing from the main area on the ground floor. And there's this old lady walking towards me. And I remember like things ticking in my brain, like, okay, this is weird. Okay, there's a lady. What's she want? And as she gets closer, I realize like, I don't know if I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. And something in my brain just kind of like told me to wake up. And I wake up, but the instant I wake up, we get a notification that there was movement on camera on the ground floor of the women's wing, which to me was absolutely terrifying. And I somehow managed to fall right back asleep because that's what I do.
We were exhausted. That's how. We were so tired. But yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and that was weird. And I think we went back and watched the footage for at least right at that moment.
Yeah.
And we didn't necessarily see, but we were watching it on a small, so we need to go through that. Oh my God, you guys.
We have so much shit to review. We filmed a documentary, and we've hosted events where we promised people audio returns, and
we're getting there.
We're getting there, but who needs sleep, right?
Right, it's overrated. We've probably got easily several hundred hours worth of video to review, and that's just video.
Oh yeah, and that's just been like from the hiatus.
Yeah.
We've been on.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be more than that.
Oh yeah, easily.
We're not pushing 1,000, are we? God, we may be.
Easily 1,000.
Oh my God, there's so much to review.
Yeah, Darren, if you get a chance, Randolph County Asylum is in my mind at least, a must-do. Like, I'm already looking forward to when I get to go back, because, I feel like we just kind of... We got through the first date, but you know what happens on the third date. So what was your favorite? I know you already asked me, but I didn't have an answer, so I'm going to deflect and ask you.
I don't know. Getting to actually investigate Hinsdale, that was definitely a highlight.
Yeah, the Hinsdale to Wildwood trip was kind of crazy, and that's the documentary we filmed.
Yeah.
We have made no some headway with. I guess I've gotten to reviewing video. Thus far, I found a cat that bitch slapped the camera.
Okay, so
I'll be sure to post that later.
We mentioned the cameras, and we get the notification when there's movement, and so it records like a little tiny separate video when there's the movement. So it pulls it out and records that particular section. It leaves it in the big film too, but it pulls out that little section. So we get the notification, and I go back to watch and see what was moving. And you see this cute little black cat kind of wander into the yard and wanders right up to the camera. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute. And he gets right up nose to it, and then he boops it. It's the best. So we'll have to share that, because that was
pretty fun.
Totally not paranormal, but it was the best. But, I mean, Hinsdale is just, it's such an interesting location. And to be able to be out there and have the place to ourselves, and then to be able to host the event out there with Dan, and then follow that up with Wildwood. Wildwood was interesting.
We got some bananas stuff. Witnessed what some people call poltergeist phenomena for the first time in, honestly, a hot minute, like with our own eyes. I don't know how long it's been for you, but for me, it's been a little while since I've seen something move of its own accord. Like,
absolutely, there's no question whether or not it moved. 100% we saw it move, clearly. Yeah, that was something. And I know we had the camera set up and pointed towards it, so I'm hoping that it was angled good enough to catch that particular item, but we have to go back and...
Only the review process will tell.
All right.
It's a shame we're bad at the review process.
We're not bad at it.
We're bad at it.
We're slow.
We're bad about doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we're sitting twiddling our thumbs. I mean, we're constantly
just need to hire
working
people.
on something. I've honestly thought about it. Like, hire somebody to go through it, but then we're control freaks, so would we feel the need to turn around and just go back through it anyways?
Yeah, and those were fun. It gave us the opportunity to travel. We went to Niagara Falls.
Oh my gosh, Niagara Falls was beautiful.
Honestly, Iowa gave me a couple of our favorite investigations of the year.
Yeah?
Like, we hit our normals, but, like, Spook Cave was very cool.
Spook Cave was
And the Squirrel Cage Jail.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We did so much shit in the last year.
Squirrel Cage was...
I almost dislocated my shoulder.
But that ranks up there, I want to say, with one of our most active investigations of this last year.
Oh, easy.
There was so many things going on there, and just...
If shit's going on to the point where you almost dislocate a shoulder.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's never a bad time, so...
So what did you get at Squirrel Cage?
I got to handcuff you. I mean, that was the highlight of my... Oh, wait. What are we talking about?
Squirrel Cage.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I got to handcuff you.
Okay, so we'll just hop right into the shoulder story. Yeah, if you guys were watching the live stream, there's a chance you might have seen it. So prior to our investigation of the Squirrel Cage Jail, we put out a little poll. Hey, somebody's getting left alone for a little while. And naturally, all of you are wonderful, wonderful people. And you decided that I was to be that person. And for some reason, because that's what we seem to do, I'm like, hey, how do we up the ante? Like, how can I make this situation worse for myself? And we decided to handcuff myself to the cell of a man by the name of Jake Bird. Jake Bird was a serial killer who happened to call Squirrel Cage Jail home for a bit of time. He was a serial killer. I believe when he was finally executed in Washington State, they'd come to the conclusion of somewhere around, 46 people?
I think they only convicted him for a small number.
Yeah, it was like 46, but it was estimated like 53 or something like that.
I don't know.
A lot of people. So naturally, we handcuffed me to the inside of a cell, and everybody's, skedaddles.
Because that's how you do isolation.
Because that's how you do isolation, I suppose. And I'm sitting there handcuffed to a cell, and we've got a REM pod right at the entrance of the cell. We have a cat toy just a little bit outside, and we have our music box basically acting as a tripwire. So if anything were to walk into the cell block, it would set it off. And all three of these things went off at once. And I jumped and I tried to run, and I'm still hooked up to the damn thing. And I don't know where I thought I was going, because there's a mannequin in there anyways who would have been my least best friend.
He tries to go to the back of the cell because you can get out of a jail cell that way. No. Yeah, all that was back there was the shitter and a mannequin, which would have really set him free. So it's probably better you were handcuffed.
Most likely. I would have destroyed
that?
destroyed that mannequin.
But yeah, that was phenomenal to have all three of those go.
The Squirrel Cage is cool. If you don't get the chance, it's in Council Bluffs, Iowa. It's a people vending machine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But that was interestingly active. That is definitely one that's up there on our list of places that we need to get back to in this coming year. And I know we've talked about it, but like our undisclosed location that we went to.
Oh, we need to get back to that too.
We had
holy crap, that's
some
right.
Weird activity there.
This was if you get a chance, hop on the Traveler's Moon website, and we have 2 blogs right now, and one of them is called Abandoned and Alone. And yeah, it's about our investigation there. Very interesting. And just to hop in chat for the live show. Yes, Shay, that is the circle one, the Squirrel Cage Jail. It's the people vending machine. So basically, structurally fascinating building. It's the whole cell structure is a cylinder with a single door on every floor. In order to get the, say you want the prisoner in the back cell out, you have to rotate the whole cell structure to get him out. So, vending machine.
It was crazy.
But yeah, our undisclosed place, I forgot about that too.
Mm-hmm. Is this not in your calendar of places we've been?
I believe it was. I just don't think I put it in as. Yeah, it is.
Dropping things.
Oh no, my pen.
Yeah. But that was one of the places where, we were having intelligent, clear responses.
That's the first time we had our music box go off.
Yeah.
And our motion detector with a super loud alarm.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love and hate that thing. I have a love and hate relation with one of our motion sensors because it doesn't go off very often. And so when it does, I love that it's reacting, it's responding. But it is so loud and it's very much an alarm. And it makes you wet yourself. So I hate it for that aspect. But that was going off at Squirrel Cage too when we were doing that. But that we had that going off when we were at the undisclosed location then too. On command. That one was not command, that sounds horrible, but that one was cool. Okay, so let's talk about this because we're mentioning all the places we've been to. How many places have we been to?
Oh, are we transitioning into statistics?
Because I'm curious, very honestly. He sat down and was figuring out some numbers while I was working on some stuff for the expo. So
how many investigations do you think we went on?
How many investigations? Now, does it count just investigations or like Paracons?
No, just investigations.
Just investigations.
I didn't include in a tally the number of Paracons we went to. But I think that would be a fun next topic.
Does Hinsdale count as 3 since we had us one night, the public event, and then Wildwood?
Individual locations.
So like Camber's going to count as 1.
So Hinsdale counted as like a single because we were there for 2 nights, but it was technically 1 investigation.
God, I don't know.
But Cambry's in there twice because we actually investigated Camber House twice on 2 separate dates. So what if I were to give you a number and you guess over or under? Or do you want to shoot for a precise number?
I was going to say 16.
You're way low.
See, I don't know how you're tallying shit here.
What if I told you we were averaging 2 a month?
That doesn't surprise me.
24. Like, there's 24 unique investigations. Now, if we wanted to say, like, we had done a place, like, a couple nights in a row, that would definitely bring the number up.
Well, yeah, because there's multiples of them that we were there for in one night.
But, yeah, 24 investigations for...
And that's just investigations.
Correct.
Whew. Whew, that's a lot.
Yeah. That is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's 2 a month. We're
So
doing
do
all
we have
right.
a list of all the places then for sure?
Yeah.
Is that a
I went through.
Is that a later question, or do we not get to list them all off?
I mean,
now?
I can list them all off real quick if you want.
I'm curious. Which ones
Do you want to?
Well, I'm sure forgetting stuff.
I'm not going to list off a month. I'm just going to start spewing locations. Are you ready?
Sure.
Cedar Falls Women's Club, Malvern Manor, Edinburgh Manor, the Villisca Axe Murder House, which we completely forgot.
God, I forgot we went there.
How crazy does your year have to be if you forget you investigated the Villisca Axe Murder House? The Edinburgh Manor, again, Granger House, Mason House, Malvern Manor, Edinburgh Manor. Undisclosed location, I almost said it. Cambrai House, the Farrar Schoolhouse, forgot about that one. Edinburgh Manor, again. The Squirrel Cage Jail, Randolph County Asylum. Edinburgh Manor, again. The Hinsdale House, the Wildwood Sanatorium. Spook Cave, the Red Front. Joseph Smith's Tomb.
Oh my God, yes. That was phenomenal.
A church, which is the first time for me. Cedar Falls Women's Club.
Sure that's everything?
Yeah. At least that's places I took at least photographs at.
So we started off the year at Malvern, and you said Cedar Falls Women Club. So we had one before that.
No, because if we're going November.
Oh, November?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come up with like an amended list at the end of the year. Like a recap post or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of places.
That is a lot of places, yeah. It is absolutely crazy that we can forget places like the Villisca Axe Murder House. The fact that, despite the fact Edinburgh is one of our favorite locations, we didn't mention it once in like places we visited this year or Farrar.
Yeah, I forgot we've been to Farrar.
Honestly, some of the details of Farrar are a bit hazy because everything's just blurry.
It's crazy. And that's not even counting like the different places that we've gone and just kind of
checked out,
explored. Because I know there's been a few cemeteries that we've been to, and like we went and explored
another place,
possible location that we were going to try to get into.
That's hint towards future events.
Oh no, I wasn't even thinking that one. I was thinking.
Oh, you were thinking the other one.
Yeah.
Holy. We've had a hell of a year, guys. It's been fantastic. So speaking of events, you mentioned Paracons this year.
Yes.
Favorite Paracon?
Okay, I have to take mine out of the running. So for anybody who doesn't know us, Mama Pat and I host the Psychic and Paranormal Expos.
Throw your arm in there. If you had a show
5
like
of them a year.
one of your favorite shows was one you did, that's even better. Are you thinking Ames? Ames was a great show.
Ames was a great show.
Ames was stressful as fuck.
Ames
Right?
come with a lot of
emotional baggage.
There was emotional damage. Emotional damage. Ames was rough. Mid-Michigan was good.
Mid-Michigan was a fun show.
But then
MI Paracon's always fantastic.
and I was thinking MI Paracon, but then I said Mid-Michigan. But Mid-Michigan was fun too. It was. I mean, I don't know. We still have one more to go though, and I'm pretty sure the Quad Cities may take the cake. Anytime we get to hang out with Danny Boy, it's a good time.
So, we hit 2 topics here, which I would like to actually, let's knock out the statistics real quick.
What other statistics?
Play a small guessing game. So, I ballparked.
We should see what their answers are. We should give them a chance.
If you guys in chat, I'm going to ramble off questions. I want to hear.
Mason House was on there, huh? Not as often as it should be, though.
No.
Let's just
we got to make Mason House again real soon.
Yeah, that's going to be coming up soon.
So, everybody in chat, get ready. I've got 3 more categories. So, we hit 24 individual investigations this year, loosely defined. I want you guys to guess how many miles
oh, God.
we might have traveled our most investigated location, which if you were listening carefully to list, you have that answer. And when we investigate, we are also very prone to live streams. Guess how many of our 24 investigations we live streamed? And for bonus points, the accumulative views of those live streams.
You figured that out?
I did. I did the math.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So here, we're going to type these questions in because I forgot them already. So what's our questions?
So our questions are our total miles traveled this year. Made that question so much shorter. Our most visited location. And our live streams. How many live streams were there and what were their views?
Cumulative views.
Okay.
Because I couldn't remember all the questions. I didn't expect anybody else to remember them.
So give people a minute in chat. We'll reflect on all of these real quick. So non-investigation, non-Paracon specific. Do you have a favorite travel memory from this last year?
Niagara Falls was pretty cool.
Okay, I was going to say Niagara Falls was fucking amazing.
I mean, and we didn't even really spend all that much time there. And the stupid part of it is I was so tired that day. I was so tired that day. Because I
don't know what tired is anymore. I baseline at exhausted.
That night before.
I baseline at exhausted, and everything else is just gravy.
But Niagara was one of those places that had been on my list. I wanted to be able to say I'd gone at some point, and I knew if I ever went to Hinsdale that we were going to go. So, I mean, I'd been looking forward to that. So that was cool. I like driving along the lake. I mean, anytime that we get to go up into Michigan
along the Great Lakes.
Drive along the Great Lakes, that's amazing to me. I love that. We'll own a house along the lake some days.
I promise. I'm going to hold you to that shit.
Eventually.
I'm going to hold you to that shit.
We can't afford it, but eventually.
If I don't die on a little cottage by a lake, I'm going to be upset.
Okay.
Dolby wants to die.
So when I kill him there, you guys are
around his friends. All right, so
what was your highlight?
I don't know. Like I said, Niagara Falls was honestly way up there for me personally. I think somebody just fell down upstairs. When did we get a fucking Clydesdale?
Is Madeline home?
I don't know. We have a lot of people in the house.
Yeah, that's going to change. There's a whole lot of people in my house again.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the fact that it all just kind of blends together in this fun little montage in my brain is great. Between us just hanging out in the car, we finished. So this is a weird barometer for how much time we spend in a car. Over the course of maybe a year and a half, we completed all 7 Harry Potter audiobooks.
Oh, and ran out. We had to figure out something
We've
else.
gotten through the first 2.5, 2 or about halfway, 2/3 through the way of the 3rd book of Outlander, which are not short books.
Which should tell you how many hours we have spent in the car.
Oh, good God. I didn't even bother calculating the hours.
I don't know if you want to.
No. It's all been a great year. I'm very sad we're slowing down. All right, so.
All right.
In the grand scheme of things,
answer these in order.
Darren's giving us a lot of credit as far as our followers, but honestly, I feel like that should be a goal for next year. 100,000 views. Hell yeah. On a live stream, that's fantastic numbers.
Well, I don't know that he's talking about just one live stream, though.
Yeah. So when it comes to total miles.
Is that our first question? What are our total miles traveled this year?
Our closest Is that 0.5? Yeah.
And you counted there and back for all of these?
Yeah. So Steph is closest.
Are you serious?
95,000.
Oh my God.
There was a single trip where I had to go get an oil change in between.
It's craziness.
Wait, no, that's a decimal point. 9.5. Darren is closest.
I'm like, what? That can't be right.
9.5 thousand miles. So, to put that in perspective, that is going from New York to California, and back to New York, and back to California. The United States, I believe, is about 3,000 miles across. We crossed the United States 3 times. 9.5 thousand miles. Probably, like, with small running here and there,
So
little
just
things we
under
forget
10,000
about.
miles.
I would guess we went
Oh, God,
over
yeah.
10,000.
Yeah, because you're not even counting like when we stayed at Hinsdale and we drove into that town.
Olean?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oshkosh?
Oshkosh.
Oh, yeah, if we were counting like recreational trips, we had a trip to Oshkosh this year that would have pushed us over.
Yeah.
So Darren, you win mileage.
So that is strict mileage to and from investigation.
Right, 10,000 miles. Most visited location, everybody got that. Edinburgh Manor.
Melbourne's
5
up there
times.
close with
No.
it, though.
Not within the last year.
We were out there 3 or 4 times.
No, we weren't.
Since last November?
You check the numbers, I'll give the last information. So live streams. We hit, hang on, I'm checking numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So estimated live streams, we had 2 guesses for 20. Y'all were over just a little bit. We actually only live streamed 14 of those investigations. Yeah, all we had was the case event in April.
What case event?
In Malvern.
No, that's wrong.
What else do we have?
So we were there for, is that Reese's birthday? Yep. Reese's birthday in January.
I don't have any pictures from that then.
We were there again in April.
That's the case event.
We were there again for a birthday party. I don't remember when that was. So your numbers are low, because if you don't have all these in there, then your numbers are low.
So we probably crossed 11,000
Oh, easily.
miles.
We were there again in August.
When were we there in August? We had no time to be anywhere in August.
We were there the night before Squirrel Cage Joe.
No, we weren't.
Yeah,
We were planning on it. We never went. Your calendar is askew. Your calendar is based on plans
No,
we had.
went.
Did we?
Yep. Yep.
It's in your calendar. We didn't actually go.
We went.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Views on live streams.
Don't mess with me. I am
Yes.
the keeper of the calendar.
Your calendar just makes plans. It's not what we actually did.
But I know we went to that one.
Who's there?
Ron. We have pictures.
Okay. So, 2. Yeah, so we crossed 11,000 miles.
Yeah. But Edinburgh still, I think, is number 1.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
It is.
Which
By
makes
a
sense
few.
Between... 'cause
So,
we-
Edinburgh tally is 5.
see, that seemed low, too.
We'll
Are
do
you
it.
counting the time like we went out and did the
No. No, because those weren't
filming
us
for the
things.
documentary?
Yeah.
You're counting just investigations?
Yes,
Okay.
just investigations.
So, yeah, we were out in Edinburgh way more than that then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were at Edinburgh way more.
Probably 10 times.
That
I
feels
guess. I don't know.
Guess how many views we had on live streams? We totally derailed this whole guess the statistics.
I'm going to start
game.
making sure that things are accurate.
Well, maybe help me with this shit.
I do. That's what it counts. Anyway. All right. So.
So Darren gave us way too much credit.
But you know, that's why I love Darren. Definitely. Yeah. Yep. And yes, definitely a good thing we don't lease our vehicle. So wait, what's her question? Sorry, I was catching up on chat. How many live streams were there and how many cumulative views? Is that where we're at?
Yes. So we live streamed 14 investigations. We touched on that.
How
many views do you think we had on those 14 investigation live streams?
10,000.
You're low.
14,000?
You're low.
20,000?
You're high. 16,705 views.
That's not too shabby.
So yeah, those are the rough statistics that I came up with in 5 minutes prior to the show.
Not too shabby.
Our 2022 statistics, if you will.
We really should start keeping tally with that stuff because that is kind of interesting. What happened on my screen?
So actually, I don't know what the total outreach was. I'd be very curious to see like the actual.
For us non-techie people, what does that mean? What's the difference?
So it's like the potential, like the people who watch maybe part of like the 3 set. What are you doing right now?
My screen protector is coming off.
I was very curious. So for anybody like not able to watch this in the live stream, she's just like massaging the front of a phone right now.
Because my screen protector was coming off, and I can't see that and not fix it.
No, so views are people that stuck around for a certain amount of time. The actual reach is like the number of timelines that video hit. So
somebody made it.
When I say 16,000 views, it's I believe the way Facebook works right now, they watched it for at least 3 minutes.
Well, that's cool.
But now the goal for 2023 is 100,000 views, so we don't disappoint Darren. Ooh. Honestly, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Ooh. We'll have to be good at that. And part of what's going to help with that is, I mean, some of the investigations that we've been out to, we just didn't have a way to go live. Like, there's been no reception at some of these locations. So we've talked about getting like a satellite.
One of those weird puck things.
Yeah, like a satellite Wi-Fi. I'd have to remember what they're called, but instead of having to log into towers, it literally goes to a satellite, so we can have internet service anywhere. And that would let us live stream, so.
Oofta.
But I think that'd be fun. Because, like, yeah. You were asking about cool experiences.
Yeah.
The drumming thing at Cambry was cool.
Was that what it was last year?
Yeah.
Was that summer solstice?
Was that summer solstice?
I think your years are starting to blend together.
That was this year, wasn't it?
I genuinely have no idea.
Pretty sure that was this year.
No, because that was our first investigation for the Johnsons. The
drumming reply. Johnson's was there for the first time.
Yeah, that was before November of last year.
Was it?
Yeah, we've known them that long.
God, didn't seem like it was that long ago. That was a cool experience, though. That was a super cool experience. So we were out at the Cambry house, and when we've been out there, just because of the land and the history of the land and the spirits of the land seem to really like it, we started doing drum circles when we go out there. So Chris will take his drum, and he just starts drumming and connecting, and we had a group of people out there for this. I think, was this an event we were running out there?
Yes.
I really don't remember,
it was.
Honestly. But we had a bunch of people out there with us, and Chris is doing his drumming, and all of a sudden I realized that I'm hearing like a drum answering. And my first thought was, oh, it's just an echo, because we're right there by the Mississippi. There are some bluffs around. I thought, it's just an echo. But then I realized that it was not repeating him. Like, he would be going at a steady beat like this, and you'd hear in the background it going bump, 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 or like bump, 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 bump. So it'd be like doing a different pattern, and it would speed up and slow down when he didn't change his rhythm. And it was not an echo. It was answering. And so we had stopped to see, he didn't realize it was happening, but there were several of us in the circle that were like, are you hearing this? And we actually had some people go out to the backyard of the Cambry house to see if they could hear it out there. They couldn't even hear they couldn't hear the drumming and they couldn't hear an echo back there at all. So it was completely different. It was a weird and awesome experience for sure. Maybe it was over a year ago.
It was definitely over a year ago.
It all merges together.
Also, I went through and re-looked at some pictures. I was working on the 12th when we were allegedly in Malvern, so. And then I have takeoff pictures from us on the 13th. We were planning on going to Malvern on the 12th. We didn't actually go. Wait, season 3, like our season 3? What are we doing, Darren? Darren. What is our season 3? What are our topics? Because Shay's on season 5 now, isn't she?
I don't know where we're at. I know we're on a lot. This is what I know.
Oof, that. So we're running lowish on time already.
I noticed that. I just looked at time. I'm like, damn, it's been almost an hour.
Oh, no. Darren, we need ideas for our seasons 2. But, that being said,
We've got some stuff.
we've been talking about the past. Let's look at the future. Let's get out of the past. What's coming up? What's in our future?
So our immediate future, and pretty much what is monopolizing every moment of my time at the moment, this coming weekend we have the Quad City Psychic and Paranormal Expo.
Oops.
I obviously excited him. It is the last expo that Mama Pat and I host for the 2022 season, and it's usually one of our biggest events. And so that's coming up Saturday from 10 to 6 and Sunday from 10 to 5 at the River Center in Davenport, Iowa. $5 admission. We've got a lot of names that you guys are going to recognize. We've got, obviously, we'll be there. Raven Rose will be there. Cambry House will be there. And then, of course, Mr. Daniel Klass of Hinsdale House is finally coming home to visit his family. That boy has been busy and has not been able to make it as much as he wanted to. So he's excited. He is so excited he's getting to come home. So, but that's this weekend. And then we're going to have a little bit of a pause.
Brief pause.
Yeah, it shouldn't be very long.
Somebody gets to become part robot.
Hopefully it's not a long pause and all goes well. But next Tuesday, I get to go in and have total knee replacement. So Chris thinks it's really cool that I get to go in and have a robot knee. Kelly's a little terrified about it. So yeah, next Tuesday, any of you guys who want to throw out some good energy, good vibes, healing energy after that, I will take it because this is a big one. But it's also one that's needed. I mean, how much you guys, if you follow us along at all, you guys have heard me whine about how much my knee hurts. So it's needed, but it's a big one. So yeah, we'll be down for just a little bit. But then, I mean, we're making plans already to hit next year, first of the year.
Right in the dick.
Hard.
We're talking helping out with a Potographs event.
That's a huge one. Yeah, so...
We've locked in a Spook Cave event already for next year.
Oh, God. Spook Cave was...
we didn't even touch Spook Cave tonight. Holy shit, do we need a part 2 of this?
I mean, maybe. But so
someday.
Give everybody... For anybody who doesn't know Spook Cave, give them a 30-second rundown. What is Spook Cave?
30-second rundown, Spook Cave. So, Spook Cave is a cave in northeast Iowa. You would assume because of the name Spook and Spook Cave that it was always been a allegedly spooky space. It was actually named after a hole in the ground in the 1920s called Spook Hole that people had picnics at. In 1953, and I quote, self-proclaimed demolitions expert named Gerald Milkey blew a hole into the side of the limestone bluff where Spook Hole was, found a cave. He flooded the cave and started giving boat tours. We're following that legacy. And 60... Oh, good God. It opened in 53. How long ago was 1953?
47, 67, 69.
69. Almost 70 years later. It'll be 70 years next year. We're continuing the tradition, but we're not just giving tours of Spook Cave. We are doing an investigation and as far as I'm aware, is the world's, and I'm going to say it, the world's only subterranean, boat-driven, paranormal investigation experience. It's a mouthful, but it's absolutely cool. We'll go back about 1,000 feet into the cave. I will be your captain for this evening. And, I haven't run over anybody or into anybody. The cave offers a lot of interesting things, so we've isolated a few spirits in there. They seem keen to interact. There is a chance to play with some more. It's funny because it's not necessarily ITC in the traditional sense. So way back in the day, people had actually used the sound of running water as a blanket of white noise. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to cut him off, but we're just going to let him go.
Using the water as the blanket of white noise for spirits to speak. And, it's a investigation 120 feet underground.
Yeah. So that's locked in for last weekend of September next year. So,
no event has been made yet, but that's that's the weekend we have booked.
We haven't officially put anything out there for anybody to be able to book reservations, but we went up and did that this year. They loved it. They were very, very on our butts to let's schedule a date and do it again next year. So good people that own that campground and cave now, guys. If you get a chance to go up to Spook Cave at any point, highly recommend it. They're good people. The Potographs event. So for anybody who doesn't know what Potographs is, Tim Malley is the one who's in charge of that and is basically a fundraiser for animals. He runs these events. He always picks a shelter or some place to donate the proceeds to. And he had talked to us multiple times that he wanted to run an event with us. And we finally took him serious, but he has a history of bringing in some pretty big names to these events. And
I'm excited for the event as a whole.
He put us in charge of find a location, and guys,
holy shit, we did it.
We cannot say where the location is yet. We're keeping it under wraps until we're ready to officially announce.
But it's going to be an exclusive location, and it's
holy shit, you guys, it's amazing.
Absolutely huge.
It's huge.
So keep your eyes and ears on the social media. Eventually, we'll get around to making a formal.
We just
announcement.
We gotta get the go ahead from Tim that we're able to announce things and who some of the guests will be. But I'm pretty excited, guys. The location, it's huge. We know there's activity there.
Ton of history,
and it's beautiful and historic, and it's not something that, and I think this is a cool part, is that it's not something that
anybody's ever done anything like this before,
or that they're probably going to be able to in the future from the sounds of it. So there's an in. We're just gonna leave that there. But this is gonna be the opportunity for people to be able to get into this location. So that's cool too.
We're still booking locations. We're going to be up into Michigan at least 3 times for 3 separate Paracons.
So we started with the Michigan Paracon, which is an amazing event. That's in the UP, it's basically Canada. That spread out. We met the organizers of the Mid-Michigan Paracon when we were there. They invited us out to theirs. So we went our second year to Mid-Michigan. Yeah. And
where we got the invite to
through the course of that, and I think you've been in other places.
Little Traverse Bay Parafest.
Yeah, so we've been invited to our third one.
To which we totally forgot. We're also going to be at Parapsychon in 2023.
Oh my God, yes!
So we're going to be vendors at Shawshank.
We got invited to come to a Paracon at the Ohio State Reformatory. We are going to have a booth set up with the frickin' cells to our back. Oh my God, it's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so stupid excited for that. I can't do it.
So yeah, and this isn't our end of the year recap either. No. This is just where we've been while we've been on hiatus from the Traveler's Moon podcast.
Oh
big,
my God, I forgot
2022
about
was a
that.
big year. 2023 gonna be way bigger.
It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be so much fun.
So
you guys.
yeah,
I know how stupid that sounds, but I am like stupid excited that we're going to spend 15 hours just hanging out in the cells of the Ohio State Reformatory. How freaking cool is that?
All right.
Okay.
So
we're well over time.
yeah, we are well over time. We're getting the
Miss Shay needs to go to bed.
She does. So
yeah, I'm sure we're
I'm
gonna
out of
have
season.
more.
I haven't done this in a while.
So we want to talk about the next show, guys. So,
okay, go ahead.
Like we said, I do have surgery on Tuesday. We are hoping in 2 weeks that I'm going to feel okay, but we're going to plan on having our show 2 weeks from now, which would be the 30th.
Correct.
And for that show, I think what we're going to do is one of the things.
We
talked about.
We haven't touched.
Sorry,
one of the
Shay,
biggest
we're
things
getting
to ever happen to me.
Yes.
So I had a book published in February of this year, Fear and Fascination in Edinburgh Manor. So next week, basically, we're going to talk about Edinburgh. It's going to be
our guest is going to be the famous author Christopher Nielsen discussing his book Fear and Fascination in Edinburgh Manor.
And yeah, going to be kind of like a mock-up book talk. It's going to have like little passages I can probably read if Kelly's too incapacitated.
It's all going to depend how high I am, how much you guys hear from me during that particular show. So,
all right.
Because I'm being told that the first 2 weeks after the surgery are pretty miserable. So it may just be Chris. It may be Chris with somebody helping out. I'll do my best to be there, though. So, but guys, I can't wait for him to share his experiences and share information on the book and read just some of the passages out of that. If you guys have had a chance to read the book, please do plan on being in the chat and being part of that conversation, giving feedback, letting him know what you liked about it. And if you haven't got it and you want to get a copy before the show in 2 weeks, it is available on Amazon. You just look up Fear and Fascination in Edinburgh Manor.
And make sure to throw on the filter for books, because for some reason when you type that in, you get all sorts of weird shit, including Seasons of Destination Fear.
Yeah, so if you guys have trouble, there's like a little literature button. Just click that literature button and it'll take you. If you still have problems, shoot us a message. We'll send you a link. So,
with that being said, this has been a minute. It's been a hot minute. We can do this.
You can do it. You went right back into your Spook Cave tours after 3 years. You got this.
All right, and thank you everybody for tuning in to the Traveler's Moon podcast. As always, we are your hosts. I am Chris Nielsen.
I'm Kelly McCarville.
And once again, thank you for tuning in to the live show. If you're listening to this after the fact, tune in to the live show. I won't say we love you less, but you should definitely tune in to the live shows. Hop into the chat. You can find us anywhere on social media at Traveler's Moon, unless you're looking for us on Instagram, in which case you look at Traveler's Moon Para. You can find us online at travelersmoonpara.com, because we have a freaking website since we've gone away.
We also have a full-length documentary that's out there, guys. So we have a YouTube channel under Traveler's Moon.
We got a lot of shit to cover. We didn't get to touch the end of the show.
So much.
We'll talk more later. All right. Good night, you sexy beaches. I love you all.